right, it is GAPP day, so we are doing pencil puzzles. Now, you may have noticed, if you were paying attention during the little intro card, that it wasn't the usual names for the GAPP puzzles. So, I don't know too much about what went on, but I saw some kind of things here and there that apparently the GAS, the genuinely approachable Sudoku setters, and the GAPP setters swapped places for a week. So, it's kind of appropriate, I guess, because this is my 10th GAPP video that I have done, or 10 with Roman numerals would be an X, and this is sort of a crossover thing, cross X. I don't know. Anyways, so it's going to be different setters, but still genuinely approachable pencil puzzles. So let's just get right into it. I want to try and do several of these since I have gotten a little behind. So we are starting with the Fillomino, and you'll notice this is by right up there, Clover. So Clover is not someone that we usually see setting pencil puzzles, at least the GAPP pencil puzzles. I know Clover does set pencil puzzles, but this is a Fillomino. We've done Fillominos on the channel before. I don't think there's been one as an official GAPP puzzle, but we have done some in other things. So real quickly, the rules, we're dividing the grid into regions. Every number in the grid has to be in a region of that size. So, for example, this 3 will have to be part of a region that's size 3. It could be something like that or something like that, maybe. And there can be regions that don't have numbers given. So you could have, for example, a 1 right there, and that would be okay. So, and more than one, like these 6s are obviously going to be in the same region of size 6. And regions of the same size can't touch each other orthogonally. So you couldn't do a 2 like this with another 2 there. Something like that wouldn't work. And that is the rules. Link in the description as usual. I'm going to give it a shot now. We'll see how this goes. Let's reset our timer. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is this 3 pops out there. These 2s can't touch. These 2s can't touch. That forces that 2 there. This 4 comes out there. It can't go that way because it would touch this 4. That 4 also can't go that way. So this is either a 1 or a 5 here. Ends our 4s there. This 4 has to come out to there for sure. It can't connect across there. We'd have 5 4s. So, but it could just be down here. This 3 has to connect to that 3 no matter what. So we can't connect this 3 to that 3 then. So we get that, which means these 2 have to connect. Which means we can do this, yeah, like that. So that has to be the 3s. So the 5 has to do that, which has to go up in there. Perfect. The 3 has to connect there. That means the 4 is down here. The 6, 5, this is either a 1 or a 6 up there. Pushes the 3 out here. It can't come down. That means that 3 can't go up there. The 4s have to come out this way. The 3... the 6s can't go over because they would connect to that 6, so we've got to do that. 3 can't go up. 3, 4. We can't send any of the 3s into the middle or we'd have all 4 of them here, so that has to be a 1. So this 3 has to connect to that one, which does that. And this has to be a 1, because otherwise the 6s would connect. 5, 6... that 3 can't go that way. This 2 comes down, pushes the 3. This has to be a 1. Let's see. This 2 has to come down that way. The 3 can't go over. It would connect to there. Oop. Oh, well, yeah, that'll work. That has to be a 4. There we go. All right, so that was the Fillomino by Clover. Let's see. 145. What does that get me? 145. Oh! So the sloth time was 145, so I'm not sure. Do I have to be under the 145? Okay, if I type 145 in the spreadsheet, it gives me a sloth. So if I get the exact time, I'm assuming I'm going to give myself credit for a sloth for that. I don't know if officially that counts or if you have to be under it, but I'll take it. We'll just say I would have been under if I wasn't explaining. We'll go with that. That's always my excuse for these puzzles. I have a built-in excuse. All right, we're going to move on to the next one now. All right, next up is a Dutch loop. This one is by Sam Kappelman Lines, and we are drawing a single closed loop that passes through all cells of the grid. The loop must turn on black circles and go straight through white circles. So I guess it's kind of like Masayu in that way, where you have to go straight through the white and turn on the black, but it doesn't have the extra bits about turning and not turning. And we do have to use all cells of the grid. So it's sort of like simple loop mixed with a easier version of Masayu, I guess. Kind of. All right. I forgot to put the example on the screen for the Fillomino, but I'll throw this one up. We'd done Fillomino before, so hopefully you guys knew what was going on there. So this is Dutch loop. It's pretty. I think it's pretty simple, the rules. I mean, you go straight through the white and you turn on the black and you hit every cell, and it's one loop. I mean, there's not much to get confused about on this one, I don't think. So, all right, there you go. I'm gonna reset the timer and give this one a shot. All right, here we go. So we have to turn in the blacks. So we know that all of these on the edge are gonna go out, and the whites on the edge we have to go straight through. So we can do all of that. This has to come up. This has to come up. And now once we've hit the white, we've got to go straight through those. Okay, now this has to have a turn, and it can't turn down, so it's got to come up. These two circles look different, but I think that's just something weird that Penpa's doing. So, oh, we have to hit every, right, remember we have to hit every cell in the grid, so we can do a bunch of this stuff. So this has to come down here, we can't connect there. This has to then have, it's sort of like like I like to say, it's like creating a new corner, right? These all go this way. Now, let's see, what else can we do? This has to turn. Well, that has to turn. So now we've got another new corner right here. So I could go straight through that. Oh, if this comes straight through, then this is going to create a smaller loop. So we can't go straight through this direction. So that has to turn, which means we have to go straight through this one, which forces that to turn. Now we can't create a small loop here, so we got to do this. And then, oh, this one's got a, yeah, this is another sort of corner-ish type thing here. That one has to turn, so we know it does that. If this comes straight through, then this little piece over here is going to be stuck in a corner, so we got to do all of that, turn there. Can't create a small loop up here, so we get all of that. Again, avoid the loop here. Now these could connect here, or they could go straight down through. Oh, if these turn, then these are going to have to go straight through, which is going to create a loop at the top there. So these have to go down that way. And then this has to turn. Right, we knew that. Avoid that. This goes there. This could come through to... Oh, right, if this goes straight through here, then how are you ever going to get to that cell? You can't. So it's got to go this way, which then means that has to have the turn there. This pushes down. This is another sort of corner-ish type thing. This has to turn, so it can't go that way, which means this one has to come through from here. That's got to go there. We can't create a small loop. Do a little bit of that. Now this one's going to have to come down because it can't go up. Could go left or right at this point. Yeah, this has to come through here, otherwise you can't get to that cell. Turn, turn. This has to turn. That could go over that way. Oh, you can't go through this white one vertically, so you got to go horizontally. And now that has to turn. Could go up or down at this point. This one comes down. Avoid. Oop, that doesn't have to go that way. That could connect down here. In fact, it might do that because this cell. In fact, it. No, this could come down, or this could loop over this way, I think. Okay, so this one, nope. So what do we need to look at? I know this has to turn one direction or the other. See a couple different ways this could all connect. So this piece, these two pieces down here are the, okay. Oh, this one, this piece right here, this is another little corner because you can't go up or right from this piece. So it's like it's stuck in a corner, so we have to do that. And then, so now the only way to get to this one is to do that. This has to connect. This has to go that way. There we go. That has to turn up. Oh, I could have seen that already anyways because it couldn't go over here. Avoid. This can't go there. It's got to go here. So now we have to go straight through there. And now we just have to fill the rest of the grid by doing... Oh, no, can't do that. No, because this has to turn. There we go. Like that. There we go. All right. Cool. Very nice. I'm sure I was too slow on that one. 4:55. Let's see. Oh, not too bad, actually. Sloth time was 4 minutes, so... crab time was 10, so... 4:55. I'm not too far over the sloth. I'll take that. All right. Moving on to the next one. All right, next up is a Shakashaka by Philip Newman. Now, we've done a Shakashaka before. I believe it was all the way back in my second GAPP video. So let's pull up the example puzzle again. So we're going to shade triangles in each cell. So we're doing a right triangle that takes up half the cell. And the unshaded areas have to be rectangles or squares, because squares are rectangles, of course. Number in a cell represents how many of the 4 cells orthogonally adjacent to the clue contain triangles. So if you look at the 3 on the right side there, down here, that 3 has a triangle above it, to the left, and below it. But the 0 over there in row 3 has no triangles orthogonally adjacent. There are some diagonally connected, but not orthogonal. And you can see all the unshaded regions are rectangles. So you don't have to put a triangle in every square. For example, in the second row there, in 5th column, second row, there's an unshaded cell right there in the middle of that rectangle. And there's a couple more of them down here at the bottom. And that's it. It's a very weird puzzle type, at least for me. My brain has a hard time seeing triangles, creating squares. You're creating rectangles by putting triangles in squares in the cells. So anyways. Let's get rid of the example puzzle. I'm going to give this one a shot. We'll see how it goes. So let's reset the timer. All right, here we go. So, okay, so the 4 has to have triangles all the way around it, but... okay, so right here, the triangle, you can't put a triangle going this way. These have to be like that. So that gives us something. Same with these. You can't do... you wouldn't be able to get a rectangle, essentially, is what that means. If you did the triangle the other direction, you wouldn't be able to get a rectangle on those. Okay, and there has to be a triangle on both sides of this 4, which is going to use up both the triangles for this 2. So we can do that. There we go, which is going to put triangles on both of those. And so now there's going to be 1 more on the 3, which is going to be the 1 for the 1. So we can't do either of those, which means the 2 has to do this. We can do all of that and there. These are all forced. Now this could continue down and be a rectangle. We don't actually know yet. Oh, this one here, if you go this way, there's no way you're going to end up with a rectangle in here. So it's got to go that way, and same here. This 2 has both of its triangles, so those are no good. Now this, yep, we got to go here, which is going to force that. And this, and there. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Now up here, when we have 2 untriangled, I don't know what you call them, empty cells here, you've got to put a triangle in between like this to separate them. Otherwise, you're going to end up with some sort of weird shape there. So it's got to go like this. Now this one could keep going over and be a rectangle though. But that forces this, which is good because that one needed to be this way for a square anyways. So that could keep going, or it could turn. Oh, this is 0, so we have to do triangles in both of these, and they have to be that way because of this square here. Because if you did it like that, again, you're going to have some sort of weird shape here. And so now, I think this has to go that way. No. No, it doesn't. Or does it? Yeah, it has to turn here because it can't keep going because of the 0. So once it does that, yeah, you've got to go here. So now this bit Okay, so we have to do this now. Right, that's how we have to do that. And this is a 2, so it's got to go this way. We're going to fill all that in. Same deal here where we've got 2 squares. We need to put a triangle between them. This is going to be 2, and now... Yep, this... No, we can't do that. Okay, it has to go this way. That's what we've got to do. And then down here, and there, and oh, this one has to have one on both sides. So that's going to give us all of that. And there, and there, and we have to have one here, right? So that's going to give us the ones for those. Again, the 2 empty ones needs to have a triangle in between. And I think then maybe like this. There we go. Complete. All right, cool. So 333. Let's see how that shapes up. Not too bad. Sloth time was 2 minutes, but I think I'm definitely not super familiar with Shakashaka yet, so I'll take just part way into the crab time. 6 minutes was the limit for crab time, so I'm well under that. All right, that was Shakashaka. Moving on to the next one. All right, next up is a disco, and this one is by someone who I just realized I have no idea how to pronounce their name. I've seen it written many times, and in my head, I think I always say bakpao, but it might be more like a bakpao, bakpao, something like that. There you go. I'm just bad at pronouncing names. So this is a disco by that person. And for disco, we are shading some cells to form a single connected area of shaded cells. Each region must contain exactly 2 separate sections of the single connected area. And no 2x2 area can be entirely shaded. So we definitely need to look at an example for this one, or at least I do. So we're a single connected area of shaded cells. So you'll notice all the shaded cells in the example are connected. Okay, standard shading stuff for that. Each region must contain exactly 2 separate sections of the single connected area. I see. So for in the example in the bottom right here, we have shaded, unshaded, shaded in that 1x3. And so there's 2 separate shaded areas. And then in the one to the left of that one, kind of in the bottom, the sideways P shape there, we've got kind of a 3-cell shaded area on the right side, and then there's a gap, and then there's a single shaded cell on the left side of that one. Interesting. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess we'll find out. I'm not sure how to start this one. Oh, and then of course we have our old friend, the no 2x2 rule. So no 2x2 area can be entirely shaded. And I think I'm getting better about remembering that rule, but I guess we'll see. As soon as I say that, I'll probably forget. But okay, I'm going to get rid of the example here, and I guess we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure how to even... Okay, so I do see how to start it. So we have to shade both of these. Same deal here, right? Because that's the only way you can have 2 separate shaded areas in a 3-cell area. Okay, and then this has to, since it has to all be connected, these have to come out. And that's our 2 areas here for this one, but they could be bigger. Oh, right. But we can't do... Yeah, okay. So we can't have any shaded cells anywhere else in this long, windy region unless they're connected to those 2. If we put something over here, now we're going to have 3. It would have to be connected. But we can't shade both of these because of the 2x2 rule. So there's no way to shade any of those. We could... And in fact, we have to shade both of these just to keep the shaded cells all connected. And it's going to have to come out here. And now... this is going to have to be shaded, and this is going to have to be unshaded. That's the only way to get 2 separate shaded regions here, which forces this to come out. It's not quite the same over here, because we could go something like this, or like this, or this could still be shaded. So we don't quite have the same thing over here, but what can we do down here? So... in this square in here, I think it's going to have to be corners, right? Like this. And if you do these, that's going to be isolated. So it's got to be opposite corners like that. Now we can't do both of these, but we have to do one of them, one of these two. So that will be one of the shaded cells for this long windy region. I'm not sure. Okay, same deal down here. It's going to have to be corners or diagonal like this, but I'm not sure. Oh, look, we got another 3 cell down here. Should have seen that. So this has to be because of connection reasons. And so where do we go from there, though? Okay, can we do something up here, a similar type of deal? Something like that? Don't think so, because this could still come out this way. That would be fine. And this, oh, right, that's the problem. Okay, if you do this, then this has to, you know, get out, and you're not going to be able to do 2 different ones in the L shape there. So it has to be this way. So this has to come down here, and now in order to avoid the 2x2 issue, we can't do this, well, and also just to have 2 separate regions, it's got to be like that, so. And now that forces this one to come out here just to be connected to everything else. So that is one of our pieces in this, and the other piece we know is going to be down here. So we can't shade this one, because if you did, you'd have to shade that one, and you'd have the 2x2 issue, so that can't be shaded. And now this whole section here, in order to connect to the rest of the shaded cells, one of these 2 has to be shaded. Which would then connect to here or there, or I guess it could come down here somehow. But this one has to connect, so it has to come all the way down there. No, it can't. Oh, wait. Oh, what'd I do? I did something wrong. Because this has to come all the way down here in order to connect that piece to the rest of the shaded cells, but now I can't put 2 different ones in this region. All right, let me go back. Back. Okay. I said we couldn't do this, because this piece would have to come down here. Yeah. So it has to go this way, which then forces that one to come down. This piece, and then in order to have 2 different sections in the L, we have to do that. And in order to have 2 different ones in this piece, we have to do that. So now this has to come this way. But that forces this to connect this one. And now because of the 2x2, we get that. And now we've got 2 separate shaded areas in this. Oh, right. No, I see what we have to do. So I said one of these 2 had to be shaded down here. I shaded that cell. I said, there's our 2 separate shaded regions. That is wrong. We can do this. And now we have 1 cell there and this long one here. That's what we need to do. Okay. Okay, so we can't shade both of these now because of 2x2 issues. But we could do one or the other. Okay. Down here now, if we do that, this will have to connect up there, and we won't be able to do 2 separate regions. So we can't do that. So we've got to go this way. And now this has to come up just to be all connected. And so then you have to have that, so you can have 2 different regions. This comes out this way. And then this whole piece, this whole big piece on the right side, needs to connect to this left piece, so it's got to come down there. And if it goes left from here, this is going to have to be unshaded, which is going to force that out one more, and you're not going to be able to have two regions there. So that can't come over. It's got to come this way. And then in order to have two separate pieces, we got to do that. And we can't do both of these. And we have to do that one to connect. Okay, so there we go. All right, that took me longer than it should have. I kind of made a bad deduction in the middle there. But that's all right. You know, new genres that you've never seen before are going to take some time to get used to. So, oh, I just barely got a bird this time. All right, 7 minutes was the crab time, so just barely into bird. Okay, that's all right. It happens. All right, that was disco, and we're going to move on to the next one. All right, next up is a Kakuro by Clover. I've done a few of these before. Actually, on the recent puzzle contest that I did, there were some Kakuros. So if you haven't seen that, go check out that video. And so I sort of abbreviated the rules a little bit up here so that they would fit on the screen better. The rules that were supplied with the GAPPs had a little bit more extensive explanation. So I'm going to explain what's going on. So let's look at the example. So if you're not sure, make sure you understand the rules. So we're placing the digits 1 to 9, and the number clues that are given, like the 10 right over there, for example, it's giving us the sum of the digits either to the right, or below the clue. So that 10 is telling us 10 is the sum of the digits below the 10. The 5 over to the left is telling us it's the sum of the digits to the right of the 5. And digits can repeat within the same row and column as long as they're divided by the gray. So you can see in column 4 we have a 1 at the top there and a 1 at the bottom here. And that's okay because they're divided by a gray clue. But like the 6, for example, has 1, 2, 3. You can't repeat a digit across there. Hopefully that all makes sense. It's not too complicated once you understand what's going on, but it's a little hard to explain sometimes in words the rules about repeating digits and stuff. So, and make sure you understand how the clues, they're kind of weird because they're in like the top right or the bottom left of the gray cells. And so the ones at the bottom are pointing down and the ones at the top right are pointing to the right. So there you go. All right. That is all the rules. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a shot. So let's reset the timer. Okay, we know the 3 has to be 1 and 2. We know 7 and 3 has to be 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. The 6 has to be 1, 2, 3. 10 and 4 has to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 and 3 has to be 1, 2, 3. So this one can't be the 4. Let's see, 6 and 3, 1, 2, 3. That's not 4. The 11, we can't do 1. We'd have to have 10. So this has to be 2 and 9. So that's a 1. The 12, it has 9, which needs to have 3 more. So it's got to be 2 and 1. Now the 8 has a 1. These have to be 7. So it's either got to be 5 or 3 to go with the 2 or the 4. 18, we could do 3. Yep. 17 has to be 8 and 9. And we can't put a 9. In a 9 total. So it's got to be this way. Now that's needs 3 more to make 12. The 1, these have to be 7. It can't be 1, 6. It's got to be 2, 5, or 3, 4. Down here, 8 has to have a 1 in it, so there has to be a 1 here. It's either got to be 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. Could be either way. 18. The most we can do with these is 9, and so that's got to be 9, 5. It's got to be that. That makes this a 2, and a 1, and a 4. These are not 1. This is a 3 to make 8. So now we have 3, so these have to be 1 and 4. That can't be a 4, right, because of 6. So this is 4. So not 4. 7, this has to be 1, 2, 4. So this can't be a 3. 1, 2. This is a 4, therefore. 12, you can't make 12 with 1 or 2, so it's got to be 3, 9. This can't be 3, and this could be... Oh, it'd have to be 1, 9, which you can't put a 9 down there because you'd be repeating the 9. So we get this. These are not 1s. 14... Could do it either way right now. Oh, this one is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so now the most we can put in here is 7, so this has to be at least 7. So this can't be a 1. Let's see. These have to be at least 16. And in fact, these can only be 16 or 17. 7, 9, or 8, 9. So this has to be a 3 or a 4. And then this would be 5, 4, or 3. And this would be 3, 2, or 1. Okay. Oh, the 8 here. Yeah, this has to be 1 and 3. We've got 4. We need to make 8. And so now this has to have a 1, 2, 5. It can't be 1, 2, 5, so it's got to be 1, 3, 4. So this has to be the 3 and the 1, 3, 2, 4. This is 3, 2, 1. 3 means this has to be 17, so it's got to be 8 and 9, and therefore this one has to be 3 or 4, and this one has to be 1 or 2. It has to be the 2, which makes this 8 and 9 and 3. And the 2 here means these have to be 12, which you can't do 2 and 10, so it's got to be 9 and 3 and 2. There we go. Very nice, very cool. I liked that one. Let's see, 338. That should at least get me a crab. Yep, okay, just barely into crab territory. 3 minutes was the sloth time. So I'll take that. I'm always happy if I can be just barely, into crab time while I'm also explaining things. I'll take that. So that was Kakuro. Moving on to the next puzzle. All right, our final puzzle for today is going to be a Tapa. This one is by Philip Newman. And we've done Tapa before. I believe it was all the way back in my 3rd GAPP video. So let's put the example puzzle up on the screen again. So we're shading cells, so all shaded cells form one orthogonally connected area. Usual stuff. Clues cannot be shaded. Represent the lengths of the blocks of consecutive shaded cells. Consecutive is spelled wrong there. That's my bad. There we go. Oh. Okay, consecutive shaded cells in the up to 8 cells surrounding the clue. Now, this is the one where it's telling us the lengths of the shaded cells around it. So, like in the middle there, for example, we've got the 1, 1, 3. So it's got a 1 cell in the top left, a 3 cell region along the right side of it, and then a 1 cell in the bottom left, because we're including diagonal and orthogonal, so there's 8 around. And so then, for example, the 2 right here just has a 2 cell region. The 5 has a 5 cell connected region. So it's telling you the lengths of those connected shaded cells around it. So, and our usual friend, the 2 by 2 rule. We cannot shade a 2 by 2 region completely. Okay, there we go. I think we're probably, hopefully familiar with Tapa. If you're not, you can look into the rules some more if you need to. If you don't understand, I am going to reset the timer and give this one a try. Let's see. Here we go. Reset. Perfect. All right. So, well, we can't shade this one because it wouldn't be connected. So that forces these, forces that. Now we've got 3 here, so we can do 2 more, but we definitely can't get to that one. Let's see. The one of these is going to be shaded 3. Okay, the 0 here, right? We can't shade any of those. Can't shade any of these. It includes those because it's all the way around. Okay, so we can't shade this one because it would be isolated. And so these 2 have to be shaded with one of those. Oh, these 3 have to be for the 3 here, so that can't be. This one can't be 3, 2, 3. There we go. And then, so this has to be the one of the ones, right? And this is the only one for that one. And so these don't necessarily have to be connected right there, though, because they can both kind of get out their individual sides here. This one can't be, if this was shaded, you wouldn't be able to get, you'd do 3 and you'd be stuck. So you can't shade that one. This one could be, if it connects to there and then we come out this way. But this one, right, actually, so these three could be shaded. This one can't be shaded if this one is not, because you're going to have the 2x2 issue there. So it either, oh, look, this 3 right here, we have to have those. So now it's 3, okay, it's this. Yep, never mind. That was the easy way to do it. This can't be shaded then, because of the 2x2 rule. So one of these two is shaded here. No, no, it's not. We've got our two singles, so these are not shaded. Okay. Let's see. The 3 and the 4, the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, so we still don't know if this one is shaded. If this is unshaded, then this will have to kind of get out to connect, but we don't know yet. And if it does, that's going to take the 3 and the 1. It probably is. It probably is. That would make sense. So this one cannot be shaded because it would force this one and we'd have a 2x2. And so now, yeah, it has to be these 4. Forget whether it's connected or not. You have to do that to get the 4 here. And so now this is the first one of the 5. So it's got to be all 5 of those. That gives you all the 3. Both gives you the 1. So all that's forced. Now, we can't shade here because we'd have to do a set of 5 and we'd end up with a 2x2 issue. So we go there, and now we have to have all 5 of those. That's one of the 3, so we got to do that. This can't be shaded. Now that's all of the 5 there. This 3 has 2. It's got to pick up that one. So this is all... Oh, we're making a heart. Look at this. We're drawing a heart. That's what we're doing. Okay, so the 4 is going to have all 4 of those. The 3 and the 1. There we go. We drew a nice heart. Isn't that lovely? All right, that was for January 7th. It feels like it would be appropriate for Valentine's Day, which is actually coming up here in a few days. But there you go. That was pretty cool. I enjoy when you end up drawing a picture in the grid. That's always fun. So that was Tapa by Philip Newman. So there you go. That was the GAPP puzzles for this week. So we are caught up through... Oh, I didn't look at my time. Let's see. 3:18. 3:18. Yep, another crab. Sounds good. So I think I'm caught up through January 7th now. Now, there are several supersized puzzles that I've been skipping. Those are Saturday puzzles. It's one that it's a genre that's been done before, and it's a bigger version, but still supposed to be genuinely approachable. I think I'm going to do a video with several of those and probably post that on Patreon. So I guess reminder that I have a Patreon if you're inclined to support me in that way. I'll leave a link in the description and all that. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those GAPPs, and let me know how you did on them. Did you find them easy, hard? What'd you think of the ones that were a repeat of previous genres? Did you think that these, did it help having done one before, even though it might have been a while ago? Or did it feel like it was a new genre again? Sometimes that happens to me. So that's all I got. I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. Thanks. Bye.